Right, I looked at the video I was meant to be editing and decided it is one for another day, so we're going to skip a video and we'll go back to that one. So, welcome back to another video. We are on our way on a Saturday afternoon over to Wales. And over here we have a blockage under a bar. And I didn't know it was a blockage under a bar. I got told it was a leak that I needed to investigate, so I filmed a bit of driving footage, and then when I got there, didn't film a lot until I was in the cellar with the Scanprobe X60, so that is where you're going to join me.
Hello, I'm on TV. If you like this video, give a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe at the end.
So yeah, I had a bit of a leak under a bar. I managed to find it was coming back from a waste pipe. So I found the nearest drain in the cellar. I've ran the Scanprobe X60 back up the pipe and stumbled across a little blockage. So this very quickly turned into a block drain jetting job. And by this point you've probably realised how restricted the access is to this manhole. There is just no room to work here at all. On top of everything else at this site, with the restricted access, we have a tap in the cellar. And it is the world's slowest tap, and it is the closest bit that I have access to for water. Now, there's a disabled toilet connected into this line, that's what the water you can see is, but the blockage is a lot further up the line. So my plan was, I'm going to try and push the jet as far as I possibly can. If I can push it right up to the blockage, great. But the further I get out of the pipe, the less water we're going to need. Right, let's just get the camera out of the way just to make it a little bit easier. There's just so little room in this cellar, this was near enough impossible. I wasn't too sure what was going on at this point, but my jet wanted to stop here, so I thought I'd better get the camera back in there and take another look.
Because obviously, like you said, that's right next to it.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
As I tend to do with most of these kind of jobs, I'm just going to stick the camera in look-see mode because this isn't for anyone's benefit other than myself and YouTube. No one really needs to see this, so yeah, why mess about doing any typing? I can just simply click record on the bottom right of the camera, and it records. That'll be our problem. Our jet has decided it wants to go up a branch, so we've got to somehow try and get that to go past that junction. Not entirely sure what that junction is for either, so let's not jet up that one, just in case. Right, we are past, but we do have a manhole we need to go through as well. So we're going to carry on pushing up and hopefully get past that one as well. This would be a lot easier jetting it, obviously, but yeah, the water pressure is so bad at this site, it's just trickling into my jetter. So I just wanted to have one shot of jet in this, not run out of water, get the job done, and get back to Bristol. The jet's currently in that manhole I was on about, so we're going to keep pushing. This is where the disabled toilet connects in from the right hand side, I believe. Got another branch there on the left. This line's looking quite dirty up at this end. And I'm trying to remember what meterage the blockage was at. I think it was about 13 meters, somewhere around there. So we've gone about 8 meters. Right, let's stop messing about. Let's get the camera out of here. And we'll just get the jetter on. What I'm doing is I'm going for the lightest pressure possible. I'm then, when I think I'm up near the blockage, I'm going to switch the jetter off. We're going to put the X60 back up there again and just see that the jet is up against that blockage before I turn the pressure up. I just didn't want to waste any water on this site because I would be here all night otherwise. I was even debating getting the Picote out of the van and trying to clear it that way. Right, let's take another look and see where we are. There's definitely some hot water in there this time because this drain has gone very steamy and somehow I've managed to get the right branch. If I wanted to do that, I'd never be able to do it. Right, that's good. That is exactly where we want it to be, right up against the blockage. So we're going to stick the jetter back on and give it another jet. This time we're going to know to go for a higher pressure and we should be able to get it clear. Fingers crossed. The jet's just gone quiet. That tells us the jet is in the blockage, but we kind of already knew that from the camera. Well, that definitely looked promising. And the water does seem to be coming back relatively clear. So I think what we'll do is stick the camera back up there again. We'll see if we've got it clear, and fingers crossed that got it. So let's have another look. We're going to follow the jet and hose up. Got a waste pipe or something there. Junction. Dip of water. Little bit of grease still sat on the side of the pipe. We got a manhole. Junction there. A lot more grease sat on the side of the pipe. And carrying on that through. We've then got the 3 meter leader hose, which tells us we're coming up to the jet. And then that's where I've pulled the jet back from. Sorry. We then got a manhole. That seems to have water coming down from the left, so that's good. Carrying on up through. Should put a little bit of soap on this camera lens, really. Didn't think of it at the time. More grease. And then what appears to be a 90 bend straight up. So I think we have it clear. What I would like to do though is dye test it from the bar. At least if we do this, then we'll know 100% that it's running through to here. I'm going to leave the camera on the junction where I think the bar is connected in. In the ideal world, I would have given this drain a good jet through with the Warthog, got all the grease and rubbish out of it, and got the line absolutely spotless and running. The reality is, it's a Saturday afternoon. It's their busiest time. Do they want me here doing all that, or would they rather I come in, clear the blockage, and was gone? Yeah, so that will go back as a recommendation. I would imagine they will get it done, but it'd be something that's done either early morning or when they're a lot quieter. Of course, when you use drain dye, there's only one good colour to use, and that is luminous green. And you can see that running through on the camera absolutely perfectly. And any second now, we should see that run through the manhole below us.
Green, I think.
I'm colourblind, I haven't got a clue.
Well, I guess more green. Yeah, it's green now.
Yeah.
That's come all the way from the bar, so it should be all good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
By this point on a Saturday afternoon, I was quite glad to be leaving, to be honest with you, especially after dealing with the lack of space I've had on this one. So I put the cover back down, went and got a coffee, and also had something to eat, and then headed back to Bristol. You're then going to join me on Sunday. Yep, exactly the same company, called me out, completely different site, different part of the country. Again, not too far from Bristol, about an hour. But yeah, this time it was blocked urinals. Here we are, and very clearly they have blocked urinals and they are out of order. So let's get these bags off. I know this site has got a little access cap in here, and I'm going to put a bet that downstream from there is where they're all blocked. That's also a very good sign that it's blocked downstream from here, so I'm going to carefully crack the lid off. But yeah, as you could hear, someone just used the hand dryer in the ladies, and then the urinals started bubbling in here, and that branch we can see from the right hand side is from the ladies' sink. So I'm going to use my hand machine, and we're going to machine downstream and try and get this clear. Now, I've actually swapped my machine over because I wanted the Picote one, because my other stuff's Picote and I didn't want to carry around too many batteries, but the state of this cable. So the next day I went straight back to the yard, took my cable out of my other machine, gave it a good clean up, and then put it in this machine and gave this machine a good clean up as well. So what this machine does is it goes down through the pipework and it breaks through the lumps of scale with the little cutter bit on the end. And yeah, breaks it up into smaller manageable chunks, and when you pour water down it, it then flush it through into the bigger pipework and off it goes. And in theory, we should have a nice clean pipe. I just poured a little bit of water down the urinals. They still sounded a little bit bubbly, so I'm just going to machine this a bit further forward. I think I'm right on the blockage. Let's just push it forward a little bit further and see if we can get right through it. Let's just stick a little bit of water in the urinal and see what that does. Well, it's not flooding out everywhere, so that has got to be a good thing. I think we'll go down once more just to be sure. The most important thing is remember to put the cap back on. And also switch the water back on so the urinals continue to flush, because the amount of times I forget. Now, this one does have a little test button underneath, which, I'll be honest, I had to use ChatGPT to find out how to get the thing to flush. Whenever I leave a job like this, I always do advise the customer to give everything a bit of a clean over once I'm gone properly. But I always like to leave it pretty clean anyway. So I'm going to wipe it over and get the worst of what splashed off my cable, all up the wall and the urinal and everything off. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave me a like, leave me a comment, let me know you made it all the way to the end of this video. Why not click this was the... Why do I mess the voiceover up every single time? I'm just going to leave it in. I forgot what I'm saying. Give up. I'm tired. Please subscribe and click the hype button. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you on the next one. I can't be bothered to re-record that. I am genuinely going to leave it in. Thanks for watching.
Please like and subscribe and leave a comment.